I've always thought about. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lunch Break with ATI. I'm Cynthia Collins. I am one of the co-founders of Actors Theater of Indiana, the professional resident theater company at the Center for the Performing Arts. And today we have on Melanie Brown.
Hi.
And Jessica Irvine,
Hello.
correct? Irvine, we
That's
just
correct.
met, by the way, today. And they're running for city council. Melanie is running for
Northwest District.
Go.
South Central District.
There you go. So in the past weeks, ATI has been having on all the candidates who are running and who are running again for their position. So what's nice about it is that, what I think is nice about it is that everybody gets a fair shake. Everybody gets a fair, gets to speak what their platform is and speak their mind. And that's what I think is a great thing. I think when Meg Osborne said I'm going to have all the candidates on, and I was like, well, great, because I love that, because I like talking to everyone and hearing all sides, which is what I think everyone should do,
Absolutely.
So, and what I was saying, and I've said this in the past few podcasts, I said everybody who's running seems to me, who I've spoken to, and some I know, Melanie, we know each other,
Yep.
Jessica, we do not, that everybody is going for the same goal. Okay, it's what I've been hearing. Same goal, just going about it, of course, in different ways. But some actually in almost the same way. But everybody's going their own way. But I think you're all for the common good of Carmel, of course. Why else would you be running? Correct?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. So Melanie, I'll start with you, but I'll probably just go back and forth.
Perfect.
Who knows what we'll talk about? That's always the way it is here. But that's what makes it interesting for myself, and I hope the guests. First thing, what made you decide to run? Number one. That's going to be a question for both of you, because
Right.
that's not easy.
Right. I get that a lot. So when I'm knocking on doors, I'm surprised at how many people say, why are you running? Like, why would you do this to yourself? And the answer I come up with is, like you said, I genuinely love Carmel. I genuinely care for Carmel. I want it to be a place for all people, for all of its residents to be accepted. And I love the growth that I've seen in Carmel, and I just want to keep it moving forward.
Yeah. When you go door to door, this is what kills me, that everybody still goes door to door, which is really a personal touch, right? Actually, Jeff was telling me last week, I said, has anyone ever been mean to you? And he said, well, yes, and he did tell one story. But I'm sure you get that too, right?
I've been so pleasantly surprised.
Oh, good.
I've knocked on, I actually looked last night, it was 2,400 doors since July.
Ooh.
I've been a little busy. I've worn out 2 pair of shoes.
Yeah.
But I've had a handful of people that were dissenting, but no one that was completely rude.
That's
and
good.
I think that says a lot about Carmel
No,
and
that's
its
great.
community and its residents. If you don't want to open the door and speak to me, don't, and that's great. But if you do, just be kind, and that's what I've had happen so far. Yeah. That's been
And
great.
so, and the same with you.
House in Home Place area.
Yeah.
And get me into those great Carmel Clay schools. And, now I'm a first generation college graduate with a bachelor's and a master's degree. And I want to make sure that those opportunities are always there for people going forward. And like Melanie, I want to give back to my community and just make sure Carmel continues to thrive and stay on the right path, because I think we're such a great community, and I just want to keep contributing to my community that I care so much about.
Yeah, I think that's very admirable. Your hometown girl.
Yep.
Born and raised, like you said, born and raised, grew up.
Yep.
And you want to give back to your hometown.
That's right.
It's a factory town. It's Alcoa, the aluminum company. So
right.
That's my humble beginnings.
What made you come here?
The honest answer, in-laws. This is where my in-laws are from. Partner went to North Central, so ended up coming back here.
Okay. Yes. And so so I should say Amy, am I right?
Amy, yes. Mm-hmm.
Your partner Amy.
Yes.
And my partner Judy went to North Central.
For a decade.
That's-
Zach, shout out.
It counts. Okay. So what I agree with you, right? I mean, I'm a resident of Carmel, and we live in the village of West Clay. It's great. We love it. Older neighborhood, and I think that it's important that everybody has a place to live. in a city,
Right.
township,
Mm-hmm.
village, and that people don't feel that they are pushed out
Right.
because they can't afford something. And I
Absolutely.
think that's kind of like what you're saying,
Absolutely.
you know?
Right. We need to keep our housing options diversified for all kinds of income levels. And meet people where they're at. So I think that's very important. People continue to have the opportunity to live here, even if they're not ultra wealthy.
Right. I mean, I'm certainly not, and we aren't, and we love where we live.
Right. Same.
And also, let me get to this point. So
Mm-hmm.
you and your partner Amy live here,
Mm-hmm.
and we're in the same boat,
Right.
you know, and I've always found Carmel to be very accepting.
100%.
You know, I'm from a city,
Mm-hmm.
so coming here, but this is a city,
Right.
the city of Carmel.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about that a little bit. How, you know, I mean, that's got to be a part of your platform, like you said. Everyone being welcome.
Yeah, it 100% is, and that's another reason that I'm running is because I feel like I've been here 18 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like in the 18 years I've had maybe one or two issues with who I am, and also, you know, it's a part of who I am, but it's not all of who I am.
Right.
You know, I've been so involved in the schools, I've given back to the community, and just generally a good neighbor, right? So it's not like welcomed, like I said, I've had just one or two instances where there was an issue, and it's generally just a misunderstanding, and I want to keep Carmel that way. Some of the things that have happened in surrounding areas make me a little nervous, and I want to make sure that everyone knows it's not what Carmel's about, and we're going to make sure we keep it inclusive of everyone.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think it's very, very important.
Right.
And I think probably what I'm getting is everyone who's running feels the same way.
Right, I think you're right.
I don't think you're getting any opposition there.
No.
It just it also makes for good business.
Right.
That's right.
Sorry, it does.
It does.
You're thinking about economically, and which people do, and it does. It makes good sense to include everyone.
Right.
You know,
Right.
all kinds of people.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: did you ever, like with your mom, right, single mom working,
Yeah.
right? Did you start working at a young age?
I think I was 14 or 15 when I got my first job. Yeah.
Right, because you had to bring in money for yourself.
Right.
I'm assuming,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So you wanted that independence.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a job since I was been about 14.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a lot of service industry, and so I think I can respect, you know, a lot of people that work in the service industry, and I think it's an important job for everyone to try out one time. Be nice to your waiters and waitresses.
I agree.
And bartenders.
Yes, the bartenders. That's the most important thing. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, that is important to treat everyone with respect. But also on the other side, if people do their job really well,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So what did your mom do?
My mom was a realtor. She's still a
Oh.
realtor, so.
Okay.
And so was my grandmother, so it's just kind of
Oh, okay.
it's been in the family for a while. So
And what are you doing, right? Like you're running, but what's your money making?
yeah, so I work for the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. I'm a senior environmental manager there, and basically what I am is the educator for the agency. I go into a lot of elementary classrooms and teach about environmental systems, the water cycle, landfills, composting, bring my worm bin, which is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
So, and I not only kids, I teach the general public as well. Just kind of whoever requests to have a presentation. So,
Is that company where do you work out of your home, or do you work from a?
so it's the
Brick and
government, it's the
mortar,
state
you know?
agency.
Okay.
And I work 3 days in the office downtown at the government center building,
Okay.
and then 2 days from home.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's hybrid, and I love it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Best of both worlds.
Right. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, where'd you get your master's? Did you get your bachelor's and master's same place?
So yeah, I have my bachelor's from IU in public financial management, so think government budgets, and then my master's in
That's where my
Go
kids
Hoosiers.
going now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, Melanie, you have kids. You have two
And-
kids. You and Amy have two kids. Are they? How old are they now? Are they still in the school system?
Yeah, one
here?
is one that just graduated was
Okay.
in Lizzie's class.
Right, right, that's
is,
right.
Yeah, is a freshman at Emerson in Boston. So that's a heartbreaker.
Wow.
She's
yeah.
having a blast. thriving. I think Carmel Schools prepared her so well. Like she tells me all the time. She got the IB diploma. I'll put a plug in for that program. And she said she feels so prepared because of that. And then Max is a senior, and he actually goes to University High School.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, your kids are smart.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
they are indeed. They work hard. They're good kids.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
good cooks.
Yeah. Max wants to go to culinary school, so.
Oh my gosh! We're gonna just set up a counter,
It's.
some cook in here, and then all the alarms will go off.
Oh,
We'll get in trouble.
you need to do that. Yeah, sure.
Oh, we go on location.
Oh yeah.
Come into the kitchen.
Let's do it.
I think you're right. I think Carmel schools really prepare kids for later.
Yeah.
No matter what they're going into, I think Lizzie, our daughter, felt the same way. Really prepared.
Yeah.
Like she's at IU, and she's like she's doing well, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's college, it's university. And she's like, oh no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with my studies, good because of what she took at Carmel, because what she was involved in, the choirs too. I mean, the work ethic there is unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah.
And she's a good work ethic, which I'm sure, my gosh, you do, your kids do. It trickles down, like your grandmother, your mom, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so that trickles down, So you came here 18 years ago. 2005. I think that's when we came here too.
Ani was 9 months old. So
yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Yeah.
Was it for work reasons? No. What happened? Like, right?
This is actually a funny story. I lived in Phoenix at the time. Amy and I lived in Phoenix. And after we had Ani, we wanted Amy to be able to legally adopt her.
Oh.
And so that's, if you can believe it, that's why we moved here. It was legal in Indiana. There were 7 states at the time. We wanted her to have that legal protection. And since she went to North Central and her family was all still here, it made the most sense to come back to Indiana. So the funny thing about that is I thought when we moved here, because I had lived in Midtown Atlanta, downtown Phoenix, and then moved to Carmel. 18 years ago, it was a different Carmel.
Very different.
When we first moved here, I was like, where am I? What have I done? But man, did the community blow me away. I thought we were just going to be here for a couple of years, have another kid, get them both adopted, and move on. But we're still here. And it's because of the community and how the great amenities, everything that's here. Our kids have loved it. I've loved raising the kids here. It's been fantastic for them. So that's why we're still here. And that's why I love Carmel so much.
Yeah. What's your take, both of you, and I have to ask this because I'm an actor, on the arts here, and because I am, co-founder,
right?
And still somewhat involved with ATI, of course. What's your vision? I think most everyone appreciates this Center for the Performing Arts and what Jim Bringer did, in making this community what it is, his vision. What would you do? I mean, to continue that, because it's really, of course, I think obviously it's very important.
Right.
The performing arts.
I agree, and I will say, I mean, you obviously saw Hunchback at the high school last year.
Yes!
It was amazing.
Yes.
And I was on the marching band board. Ani was drum major in the marching band, so I'm 100% all in on the performing arts. And where I think we're missing a step, so we have these great programs in the middle school, we have these great programs in the high school. The parents are on board. The parents love it. And we need to make sure once their kids graduate, they still have a venue to attend. And I think we need to, I love the visual arts that we have. I love, Carmel is beautiful, right? But I think some of the money that we're putting there can be put more towards performing arts and bringing, more support for your team, as well as bringing in, national performers. And I think that's what's going to bring people to Carmel. Carmel is beautiful, but the visual arts that we have are not what's going to bring people here. Like, they're not going to come to see what's in the roundabout, right? They're going to come here to see performances, and I think that's where we need to start spending some of our arts money.
I'm going to agree. I support the arts. I think it's a big economic driver. I think
agree.
People, it's a destination here to come here now, and so it helps our small local businesses, when there's a performance and you visit the local restaurant or coffee shop. So not only does it give us a unique edge but it can attract young workforce talent to move here because there's something to do. You know, we don't have beaches or mountains, so we need to have something for people to do and build community, and I think the arts is a great way to do that, and I fully support continuing to invest in the arts.
Yeah.
And I agree with Melanie that the performing arts is really, what's going to bring people here because it gives them something to do. I do like the visual arts around the city as well, but I think the performing arts is really a good economic driver.
Yeah, and I think the center has a pretty good variety. We're being the symphony's there, and Actors Theater of Indiana is there, and Boots Ark and Civic Theater is there. So you have a variety of all these different arts organizations. Gregory Hancock, who he's a great guy, presents in the Tarkington when he performs over there, and the symphony's in the Palladium, and we're in this ATI's in the Studio Theater. I think it's important to. I said this when they built the place. We did the groundbreaking. We performed at the groundbreaking, which seemed like 5,000 years ago. I said the variety is what's going to really make it something special.
Right.
Obviously the Palladium is the crown jewel, but all the resident companies keep that place alive.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think if one goes, it's not good for the others.
Right.
The more, don't you agree? The more people that go there to that center to see whatever they go see will pass by and see, oh, they're here too. They're here too. They have those great screens, wonderful screens where and all the companies are up on those screens. And so, I think the more that's happening and the more people that get in there, the more that they will support more than just what they've possibly gone there to see that night.
Agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So here's the thing. Oh my God, I think I just spit. If you don't get on the council, right? You don't get on. You're running. Everybody's working so hard. Will you run again? What do you think? You know what I mean?
I will definitely run again, but I will tell you I'll be putting my energies elsewhere in Carmel. If I don't win, I'm not going to just put myself on hold for 3 years until I start campaigning again.
Yep.
One of the things that's been great about campaigning is I've learned about so many organizations that need our help. I mean, yours included, and the library board. All of the places that can use our energies, and that was another one of the reasons that I jumped in the campaign is because I was so active in the schools. I was on PTO the whole time, on the band board, like I talked about, and I'm just a person that likes to give back. And so now that is complete, I'm ready to give it somewhere else.
Good. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not slowing down. I have a lot of energy. I've been involved in Carmel politics since 2019 when I worked on Miles Nelson's campaign, and been working on campaigns ever since. And like Melanie said, I've been involved in community events, done a lot of fundraisers for animal welfare organizations, and I don't plan to miss a beat whether or not I'm victorious. I hope I am, but I plan to stay involved, stay going to city council meetings, help where I can, and try again in 4 years if I have to. Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah, I think that's great. What do you think? There's a lot of, this is what I hear, what I'm hearing also from people, what the residents are saying. Oh, there's so much building going on, and the traffic's getting worse, and all these apartments are going up, and I don't think that's going to end anytime soon. But do you think there should be a cap? Do you think that building, but let's cool it for a while, or what's your feeling on that?
Let you go first.
Sure. So I think I would be very interested in seeing a comprehensive housing study done to say what is the current demand, what's the future demand, and what do we currently have in stock, so that we can make a data-informed decision on development. I'm also a big advocate for preserving our green spaces and our forested areas. I don't think that we need to develop every inch of Carmel. I think areas that are blighted or could be, made better, we could talk about redevelopment.
You want to refresh, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and so I think we do need to and then make decisions based on development, because I hear that a lot too. People are concerned about overdevelopment and a lot of apartments and traffic. So I think we need to make data-informed decisions and preserve our green spaces and have community buy-in into different development projects instead of just, we get on the council and we're the decision makers. No, we want to talk to our neighbors and talk to those in our district and make sure how we vote is reflecting what people want.
Yeah.
I'm just going to agree. I do think maybe pump the brakes a little bit on some of the development and get all of the development full where we've made these apartments and condos and townhouses, and see how it impacts our infrastructure and our traffic, as we're already seeing. It takes longer to get places now than it used to, as well as the schools. So, you had a senior that just graduated. We know how full the passing periods are. And bringing more people in is going to, make that a little worse. So I kind of agree with pump the brakes. And I think we need to start two specific populations. Our senior citizens, we want them to have a place to be able to downsize. Right now, it's hard to sell your home and move to something smaller because you're paying more for the smaller home, right? And then also, selfishly, I have the daughter that just went away. I want her to want to come back to Carmel, and I want her to be able to afford to come back to Carmel. And right now, I'm not sure that that's a possibility.
Right.
So those two populations, we have a little bit of brain drain, so we want to make sure we're bringing our students back.
That's right.
That's good. Bring the young people back so that they live like you, so they come back to their community and give back to their community.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Awesome. I'm going to wrap it up. Melanie Brown, Jessica Irvine. Get out and vote, no matter who you vote for. I always say it. Whatever party you vote for, whatever individual you vote for, just get out and vote. It is a wonderful privilege we have in this country. I always say it. And don't take it for granted. So get out there and vote. And come see an Actors Theater of Indiana show. Our season will start in October. The season for Actors Theater of Indiana will start in October. And so you can visit the website, atistage.org, for all that information about what is going on with the company. I'm Cynthia Collins, and this was Lunch Break with ATI. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. All the best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.